everyone. Welcome to the channel. This is Sightless Living. My name is Anita. Thank you for joining me today. Happy holidays. I'm coming to you today with a short series on U.S. currency. As I was listening to the hustle and bustle in the stores and people chatter and the rushing around buying gifts, it gave me a flashback of when I went blind over 13 years ago, and when it came to holiday season and I had gifts and things to purchase, I was afraid to go to the register to pay for my items because I knew I'd be slow trying to take up the line. And I think I may have gone to customer service and asked them for special assistance. I didn't want anybody getting bent out of shape because I was taking too long. So I said, I'm going to bring this to all the newbies. So this one is for the newbies. Today we are going to be discussing change. Coins, if you will. And the question of the hour is, how do blind people identify U.S. coins? And it's very simple. We identify them by touch. I have a quarter here. I'm going to sort through it, sift through it. Here's a dime. And here's a penny. And here's a nickel. So these are the four most common carried pieces of change that you will find in most purses, handbags, pockets, wallets, baggies, or whatever, shoes, whatever you carry your change in. The quarter is the largest. The nickel is a step down from the largest. The penny is 2 steps down from the largest. And the dime is the little itty bitty one. When you look at the dime and the quarter, they have ridges. And when you look at the nickel and the penny, it is smooth. The dime and the quarter is the easiest to figure out when you turn blind, because the quarter is the largest and the dime is the smallest, and they both have ridges. But when it comes to the smooth edges, that could be a little tricky, because you could always confuse the dime and the penny. And that's what a lot of people have told me they have problems with. And over time, your hands, when you first turn blind, if you, like me, you've been sighted most of your life, and then in your later years you turn blind, your hands are like rough. Like, when I mean rough, I don't mean like rough skin type, but it's like, doesn't have the sensitive touch, like reading Braille and things like that. It can be harder because you're not used to it with the light touch and smoothness and things like you like. But anyway, this is the easiest, and you can tell because as you count your change, you just rub your finger over the edges, and then you can tell by the shape. And the dime is much thinner than the quarter, so I don't know if you can see that, but that's easy to decipher. And then you have your nickel and your penny, and the penny is thin too. It's thinner than the nickel, if you can see that. And they both have smooth edges, and the penny's easy because if you have some sight, it's brown, nicknamed as brownies. And I have an assignment for the sighted people. Take a handful of change and mix them up good and put them on a surface. And close your eyes, look the other way, don't peek, no peeking, and try to figure it out. Try to sort your change into quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. And then write down in the comments how many times you get it right. I had to do many tries when I first went blind, because you just pay for your items, you never give it any thought. You know, when I was a child, I used to say, why are the coins made like this? Why do some have ridges and some have smooth edges? And never knew that was for blindness. That's if it is for blindness. No one's ever answered that question. But anyway, if you are new to blindness, there are all kinds of change purses out there with sections. This one's a 4-section one. And it's easy to sort your things. I would put my quarters in one section. And then I would put my, another quarter. Isn't that funny? Because when you always need a quarter, you don't have one. And then I put my nickels in one section. And then I take my, here's another quarter. And there's another nickel. Now when I used to pay for my items, because I was so afraid that sometimes I would take my change and back from the cashier and say, wait a minute. And then I take the dimes and the pennies and I put them together and see, okay, I gave you 21 cents because they're so close. And I didn't want to overpay or get embarrassed by being too short. And the same thing with the quarters. They're so easy to do, but that's a nickel and that's a penny. And a lot of times you have a problem with that. Like sometimes you may have a dime thrown in there, or sometimes you need a dime and you may hand them a penny. So it's always good to just take your finger and rub the edge. If it's smooth, you know it's either a penny or a nickel. And if it's ridged, you know it's either a quarter or a dime. So no trouble there. And if you do have trouble trying to figure out your change, it's always good to get one of these sectioned off change purses. And they also have wallets too for paper currency. So let's see. There are also other pieces of change or coins, like the Susan B. Anthony, which is worth $1. And then they have the 50-cent piece, which is larger than the quarter. And that's worth 2 quarters. I think they call it a $half. And these are called quarter dollars, you know, because 4 make $1. And the pennies, I don't know, I haven't seen those in years. But I know them as brownies and pennies. And I know there's a coin shortage. So I try to pay exact. That's it. But those are not really that commonly carried. The 50-cent pieces, the Susan B. Anthony's. And there may be some other ones out there I missed. But they're not commonly carried. The 4 that you have to be most concerned with and learn is the quarter, the dime, the nickel, and the penny. And once you master that, you'll be whipping through them checkout lines in no time. Me, I was a snail for months until I got it right. And I found out by sorting my change, which I still do today, because I'll have it in my hand at the register. And when we're all done, I'll give them the change first. And they're like, how did you do that? Can you see? No, I can't see, but I've been doing this for over 13 years. If I can't get it, something's wrong with me. That's all I have for you today. And sighted people, please take the challenge. Take your coins and gather up a bunch of them. And you know, you can just dump your change purse in your hand if you carry one, or empty your pocket in your hand and just shake them up. And then close your eyes and try to put them in piles. Nickels, dimes, pennies, and quarters. And then let me know how you did. Let me know how many times you had to start up or start over. And I'll let you know if you beat me. But anyway, if you like informational videos like this one, please join the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And make sure you ring the notification bell. And you should put it on all notifications. I get some comments from people saying, I didn't click the bell. Well, I signed up, but I didn't click the bell. How do you click the bell? Make sure you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss any more videos. I was a newbie once, so I will be bringing you a lot of tips and tricks that I used as a newbie. And back in the day, I didn't have help, and they didn't have the apps and things like that. Now, they don't have any apps for reading coins unless you're a collector. Then it will tell you, I think, how much it is, but they don't have money identifying coin apps. Not yet, anyway. Not that I could find. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Keep on subscribing. Please spread the word, share with your friends and family, post on your social media. I'm an advocate for the blind. If there are things that you would like me to check out and bring to the channel, answer some of your questions, let me know. Put them down in the comment and I'll see what I can do. I'll do some research and try to bring things to you, because when I was blind, I went around and I was like, oh man, how am I going to count my change? How would I ever learn? This is hard. This is difficult. I need somebody to do it for me, you know. But you'll get over that. When you are first new to blindness, I would call that the panic mode, because I was panicking. Once you master the coins and start paying for your groceries or items or dry goods or whatever you may be buying, you'll feel much better. You'll feel more independent. Don't let people take your change from you like they used to do me. I'd be counting and they just take it. Oh, let me give it. Here you go. No. And I say, no, give it back. Let's start over. And they used to hate me. I'm like, nope, we're starting over. Okay, unring my items. And I used to do that. And then people that were with me, they would stop taking my change and trying to pay for me. And we had a smooth transition. You can practice as well, because that's what I did. I took change and I practiced. And eventually I got it. And then I felt comfortable with handing out change. But, you know, don't worry about it. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't worry about it. Just get your change and that's it. And when it comes to the register, I used to be afraid walking up to the register, because I'm like, oh, let's see, I'm going to probably take 2 years trying to pay for my items and people are going to get mad. Bump that. Don't worry about it. That's what I say. They don't want to wait, then get off the line and go somewhere else, because I was here first. Now that that's out of the way, I will bring you my part 2. Now there are 4 parts to this newness to blindness. Please make sure you're subscribed and please tune in again. I want you to stay safe out there. Have a happy holiday and I'll see you on the flip side. Thanks for watching. Bye. And remember, you don't need eyesight to have vision.